going to be knocking down the entire squad of Log 1, and of course that's going to be happening. It's going to be Evil Eye to close things out in Log 1.
Yeah, but they've taken a lot
no.
of damage, a lot of casualty, and this is a fifth circle. And the moment he went in, he basically knew that he was done. But what he could get for his team was a squad wipe, and that is what he did, and that's something that we really respect. But there you have Team INES going against the lads of A1 Esports, and hold on to my thoughts. It's not just going after one squad, but they're going after a lot more. You've got still 8 teams in the lobby, 19 players alive, and there you go. The circle's shifting and favoring the boys from 952. Now, the question here arises, can they bring it home?
Well, I mean, that's just not going to be that easy, because bringing it home is going to be going against so many squads. Just take a look at Entry. What are you doing, you absolute psychopath? He's going to be driving right behind Salu and going to be taking him down with an absolute ease. That's not going to be that big of a trouble for him, as Clutch is going to be the last man standing for INES, barely surviving that behind that thin tree. Now, the smoke is fading off. The cover will be fading off as well now, slowly and steadily. Entry making his way, and Entry getting spotted by Clutch. That's going to be enough. A little glimpse of Clutch is going to be enough, but now, of course, Stalwart Flex, you guys are taking each and every single squad down from the backlines. You guys are so annoying.
They're so mean, to be honest, but that's how life is. It's unfair, and Stalwart Flex certainly do know how to get the odds in their favor. They hold on, they wait for the time to shine, and now once they get it, they certainly do. And there you go, the push coming in onto it's the boys from 1952, but they really need to be very careful with the fights that they're taking, as one bad misstep might just lead into the demise. But now, Stalwart Flex realizing the gravity of the situation, they've started closing in, getting inside the zone. They're making a lot of noises though, so this sort of gives the other teams that are inside the zone that kind of an information that they're searching out for. They do know that the teams are over at that particular location, but on top, getting a beautiful knock onto its entry, Suyok will of course be the one finishing him off, as we have Magnet, the lonesome survivor for 1952. He's got to get 6 meters inside the circle, but how does he do that? The moment he comes out, his cover is sort of exposed, he's sort of blown off, and Uzum might spot him any single moment. Now, any single crawling movement that he might be making will give his position away, as Magnet gets that one beautiful knock onto its Uzum. Can he get the second as he gets that beautiful knock onto its blade? But that's just about it. Stalwart Flex now in a whole world of trouble, as we find ourselves in a beautiful Mexican standoff.
Well, that's gonna be that abyss getting dragged onto them. Now, Stalwart Flex is, of course, in a little bit of cover. Now, they are still looking a little comfortable, as the res are coming in through from Johnny, and even Crypto gonna be the man to actually met his teammates up. Now, of course, they are back on their knees, as Deadeyes is gonna be the squad right in front of them, and Crypto gonna be the man to spot Shuo, sir, taking a heavy amount of damage behind that little rock. But Deadeyes and these guys, Deadeyes and Stalwart Flex, of course, both of these legendary teams. Which team is going to be coming out on top? Because both of them do have massive courage going inside this. What is Shuosur doing? Now Shuosur is just going to be rotating in the open ground, as Crypto doesn't have any choice left as well. He is going to be doing the same thing, and it's going to be Shuosur's grave being dug by Crypto. Beautiful spray, absolutely maximum accuracy, but high voltage, one of the teams that we didn't expect to stay alive till this late game situations, as on top is going to be finding the first knock, and then it's going to be high voltage from the backlines, taking down Deadeyes, and Hungry Box going to be spotting one member of high voltage. It's going to be Coney going down, but Assassin taking heavy damage from the zone, and this might be it. Stalwart might be having this entire chicken there in their hand, and of course they will.
They certainly will, and in what fashion? Uzum, my man, 7 kills. Oh my, what a game, what a game coming in from this team. I've been talking about it, now they were one of those teams that were in the top 8, even despite the fact that they just played 4 games. Now they've got those 15 points from the chicken dinner, and look at the kills, it's kind of adding up to 14, so 15 and 14, if my math serves me right, it's 29 points, right? So 29 points from just one game. I think we are going to witness our team F4, taking a dip. And we also need to consider this fact that F4 are done with all the games for the evening. So now I think Stalwart Flex will be certainly our leaders. But the way they won the chicken dinner, what a beautiful fashion, right? They were the cunning ones, the witty ones, capitalizing on the situation where, two teams were going against each other, and the moment they found them at the weakest, charged right at them, got those knocks and the conviction, and every single thing was pointed on. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you play Sandhawk.
Exactly. I mean, the overall rotation they had inside the circle and even the position they had, now they had an absolute back angle on these teams. Now, of course, Carnage being one of them is getting caught off guard, then F4 also being their victim, and then Avon Esports also stepped right in their trap, and Stalwart managed to wipe out all these teams back to back. Now, Snipe did try his best to get on top of the hill and try to eliminate out the entire squad of Avon. He was hearing those fights going on from NF. From
Yeah.
A1, but still Snipe, he tried his best to step on top of the hill, but then Stalwart was just from the back lines denying everything, and even in the end, though, they were just racking all those kills those were knocked out, and Stalwart was just, I don't know, I don't have any words to express the way these guys played the last game.
And the way, the precision of the aim, the way Stalwart Flex were kind of moving inside the zone. I mean, Magnet did quite a chunk of damage over there, considering I felt threatened for a moment that this might just be it. This is the point where Dead Eyes might just strike them and wipe them out. But no, they managed to get the final kill. They managed to get the two players online, and they got the knock. They took the fight right onto the face of Dead Eyes as we take a look at the match rankings, ladies and gentlemen, and find for ourselves as to how many points have all these teams garnered in this second game of today's evening.
Look at that, 14 massive frags going in for Stalwart Flex with 29 big points. And then Deadeyes this time stepping their gameplay up. Of course, this was one of the teams that we wanted to step it up. And then High Voltage again following it up with 12 placement points and then 3 kill points. Now, High Voltage, one of the teams that we did not expect to do well inside the game because we did not see their name anywhere. They were one of those people that were playing so safe. They were trying their best to get those position points, but only managed to secure 3 kills, and those kill points certainly do tell us that they were not really the people who actually wanted to go out and fight. They were one of those introverts, as we'd like to call them. But then NFP, of course, one of the squads again inside the entire gunfire happening near the Paradise Resort areas, and I really feel like NFP was doing an absolute great job in that previous game.
Yeah, the way they started things off, I really felt that this team is here to deliver a message over here. The way they just kind of went in and wiped out DRS, I believe. So, now, but that was just about it. That was just one moment of glory that they had for themselves. And apart from that, they were kind of off. And, I really liked how High Voltage approached this one out, right? So they were kind of really calm, they were patient, and they waited for the time to come. They respected the zone. At the moment they saw an opening, they struck. They did manage to get the second position for themselves. However, huge ups to the lads from Dead Eyes. They were also continuously really fighting it out on. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the kill leaders of this particular match and find for ourselves as to who was the one dominating Slayer, and that has to be Uzum. 7 beautiful kills. Wow.
Of course, Uzum coming out on top with 7 kills. Now, Stalwart Flex, again, I want to mention it again. They are just going in circles in my mind because what they did was absolutely fantastic. Now, again, that was one of the most annoying moves that any team can pull off, but if it's going in our team's favor, then flip it. You might as well take your chances and get those kills. But then again, Stalwart Flex Crypto going to be following it up with only 3 kills. Now, this exactly tells us what Uzum was doing. He was the man to actually rack all those knockdown kills and even secure those kills from the backlines. And Stalwart Flex was, I would say, they were dominating in the entire last game circle. And again, Fixes, if you remember in the map of Durango, the last map that Stalwart Flex won, if you remember, they actually had a real good position inside the circle, in the end circle, and they were doing the exact same thing. They were catching all the teams off guard, which were trying to make the rotation inside the circle, and because they just had a real good high ground advantage situation going inside for them, and all they had to do was just hold the compound and just mow down those squads that were taking the rotation inside.
I mean, to be honest, this time they did not really have the better of the circle. They took it, and they commanded the respect from all these teams. The way they were just, annihilating everybody. But now let's take a look at the overall rankings. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we might just have a new top leader over here, and that has to be Stalwart Flex. However, the margin is not too big, not too huge, but you still need to take a look at the matches that they've played. It's just 5 points and they're right on top. So they have one more match to play out. I do not know. They might just get eliminated right off the bat. So anything can possibly happen because this is going to be against a different group. Now teams from Group A will be chiming in. So yeah, let's see as to which team will win the final game.
Well, I mean, there's one unfortunate casualty here. F4 directly falling down to third position from first. Now, that's a massive fall right there if we talk about. Now, of course, if you're going to be losing that king spot and going down to that more kind of like that smaller spot over there on the third position, then that's going to hurt. That's definitely going to be hurting you a lot.
Yeah, that will certainly. But I would like to bring the viewers' attention towards Carnage. They've just managed to get 5 position points and 28 kill points. So this clearly shows that they know how to get those kills. But it's the positioning that is what they have to really work out on.
Mm-hmm.
And well, as we move along, Venom Legends freestyle log 1.
Well, I mean, Venom Legends is going to be certainly getting a position for themselves to play again in the next game, though. So anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can really happen, but I've seen these lads play in the PMPL. This is one of the teams. The moment you hear the name, your nerves kind of get rattled. You kind of start shivering, and you have that, very shimmery cold that you have. That the one kind of cold that hurts. That's the kind of a fear that they have instilled into the hearts of their enemies. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going off for a short little break as we come right back along with the final game of the evening. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final game of the evening of the PUBG Mobile South Asia Pro Scrims, brought to you by Nordwin Gaming, of course. And this is season one, and things are taking a really tipsy turn. And the way things are going on, the new teams, they're really stepping it on. They're going big. Of course, the big guns that we have over here, Stalwart Flex, are your leaders in the overall standings as we head along as the flight path trajectory goes all the way from Hatin towards Lakabi.
Now again, PN Crew coming back in the line over here. We do have a lot of expectations from a squad like PN Crew, and Killer YT isn't really able to step up, but maybe this game will bring him some luck and charm as the game will be progressing in. And just take a look at the plane fly path. It was an actually real good plane fly path. It's going to be in the landing distance as well, and now seems like High Voltage are going to be going for that more kind of like the safe drop near Camp Alpha. Now, talking about High Voltage, of course, one of the teams that don't really like to challenge the fight, but I'm going to hold on to my word as the first circle is here, and take a look at the circle fixes. It is almost the same, but it's just changing the directions all the time.
I mean, same, but different.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, it's more kind of like, the much of the land it actually covers, It's almost the same. It's basically like it covers 90% of the land, and then, the rest of it is just like left out. Because we did see the first circle on the bottom right side, then the upper right side, and now it's on the bottom left side, You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I certainly do. But, right now, I really couldn't understand. I think that was sort of a mispressing of the button by Sky Kirax, sort of completely blowing away his cover, or so as to say, because they are contesting against the squad over here. And, it's none other than Blood Legion, and we know how deadly the squad gets. And, they were taking a break after the first game. They were, of course, the winners of the first game of Sandhawk, but this time, the circle certainly has gone a bit towards a certain side, If you kind of expect a very even shrink, so we might get to see a circle ending on towards Painan area. But look at Sky Ash. I mean, that's a beautiful, beautiful shots onto his Ryan. And he needs to get the hell out of there.
I mean, he did spot the edge of his helmet, just barely spot that, but still didn't really manage to, land any shots. But that's just going to be enough to instill fear in his heart. So he's just going to be running away. As NFP, again, one of the squads that is trying their best, secure those early game kills. But Sky Ash, if he keeps moving in the same direction, he might meet. It's going to be a player from Blood Legions. Now, Sky Ash, you need to watch out. You're surrounding, and of course, it's going to be him taking him down. Nuclear, what a beautiful positioning from this lad. He was just waiting like a cheetah back there, and he was waiting for him. He was waiting for Sky Ash to walk right in his trap, and he just took him down easily without any issues.
Necro, that's what I call being completely outplayed over there. I mean, Blood Legion was so well prepared for that fight. They knew that there must be that one player who will be trying to get smart, who will be trying to, take that flank, and that's when we strike. And the moment he did that, he took that higher ground instantly. Instantly got that knock, got the confirmation, and he came down to the help of for his teammates. I really loved how Blood Legion have approached this fight so far, not really having to deal with any sort of casualties, but getting one kill confirmed for themselves. But this is still, the fight completely not going out of NFP Sky's hands, because, if they still want to get back in, they certainly can. And but the way they're moving in, they're kind of losing out. They're kind of giving a lot of map control towards the players of Blood Legion. Now, what happens next is Leo taking that larger route. But now what they are doing is a kind of an unorthodox type of gameplay where they just kind of go really together and, spot down Ryan, just go 3 players right on his face. You take 1 down, you take 2 down, the 3rd one will certainly get you. But as we speak of things, NFP Sky really, in a quite a, how do I describe this? In quite a picky spot.
Exactly. I mean, I really want to put your attention as well as we're not really seeing Gyro anywhere on the field, but the fight is breaking down between NFP and Blood Legions as it's going to be Nuclear again challenging the fight. This man is just on that aggressive angle, stepping away all the time from his team. Now Leo and Rayan are really back away. Nuclear needs to watch his position out as he's getting compromised from all the angles. NFP Skykura as well trying his best to take down Nuclear, but Nuclear barely surviving and is on a sliver of HP. Nuclear is trying his best to back off, but there's the backup. It's going to be Rayan from the back lines trying his best to make sure his teammate Nuclear is not going to be having any kind of trouble, but Leo getting spotted from the back lines and has been taken down. Now that's a massive disadvantage going inside this, as Sky Hater is going to be the person to actually take him down.
Yeah, it certainly as Akira will instantly charge up onto its players over here of Blood Legion and wipe them out. So now this is another kind of a strat that I was talking about. You know, stick together, take down one fight after the other, and it might just help you out. So they were like, chuck it. We are not going for that. You know, we're not gonna play those mind games. You know, we are not really going in for those plays where we kind of isolate our players, because that's what happened with Nuclear. I mean, he was doing a really good, decent job in holding the attacks, but the moment he sort of exposed himself over there, that's where the trouble began, right? Then he had to retreat, and they were all in shambles. And the moment they got another knock, I think that's where NFP Sky did manage to get the high advantage. But you know, like I said, they did get outplayed early on. But the instant switching of their strat certainly did help their cause. But there you go, R3D spotting out Skykira, but Skykira sort of avoiding that fight at the right nick of time, just proning down. So, no sir, thank you, I know that you're here, I'm not going to look at that direction anymore.
I mean, Edgar is going to be disappointed after that one, but still, Blood Legion didn't really have all their players going inside this. I mean, Gyro was missing there, Fixes, if you didn't notice. Like, Gyro wasn't there, and Blood Legion was just a 3-man squad going inside this.
I mean, that's gotta hurt, to be honest, because he's one of those instrumental players for his squad that, you know, is capable of taking on a lot of fights on by his lonesome over there. So yeah, that's gonna hurt them, and yeah, it actually did. The entire squad did get wiped out. But Dead Eyes on the other lines, we do see them engaging against 952, and 952 is also retaliating back in fashion. So it's Bangladesh and Nepal region going against each other, and we've got Stalwart Flex going against the squad of INES. Now, Dead Eyes, you know, you witnessing On Top getting that res on back onto its hungry box as the push comes in from C minor and Topik from the higher angle. On Top is in a very precarious spot, and Sujoy, he's trying to provide that cover fire, but that's not going to be enough. My apologies, as that's Suyog, and Dead Eyes somehow they've done it. I do not know how.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I literally wondered the same question, because 1952 had the high ground advantage and Deadeyes just